Hey everybody, how's it going? Hope you're having a lovely day. Welcome to today's episode of How You're Getting Fucked If You Live in Alaska. I'm your host, Louis Rossman. Today I want to go over how somebody who's not even elected is admitting that he is going to be voting against his very constituents and voting against the right to repair bill that he has admitted himself. His constituents have been saying, yo, support this, and he's doing the exact opposite. This is a politician that was not even elected. He was appointed. His name is Garrett Nelson. We're going to go over this admittedly a little quickly because I don't have a lot of time today. I have to leave in about 8 minutes and I don't have time to edit this video. So what's going on here? This person wants to kill SB 111, which is a right to repair bill. This right to repair bill has already passed the Senate and House committees. It's there. And the legislative session in Alaska is going to end next week. So if it isn't scheduled for a vote, it's just going to die. Now, this has passed the Senate and the House Labor and Commerce Committee already. They voted on it and they are good. It has been sent to the House Rules Committee, which is the final gatekeeper for a floor vote, and it is stuck here. Now, this man is threatening to add about 30 bogus amendments if the bill hits the floor for a vote. Now, when you think about the way the Alaska legislature works, if you're talking about 15 to 20 minutes per discussion of the amendments, this would take up about 7 of 10 hours of debate. So even though this bill has been voted on favorably, if he manages to waste 7 to 10 hours of time during a budget week, they're just going to have to table this all together and say, fine, fuck it, we're going to move on because we have to pass a working budget, and we need a state to have a working budget more so than we need a right to repair bill, and it gets killed that way. This is a way that you can kill a bill even if you are in the minority, if you have the desire to do so. Now, the thing that I find really lame here is that he openly admits that his constituents want him to vote in favor of this, and they are mad at him for not voting in favor of this. Let me play this part from here.
I've been talking to my constituents, and they hear of, my pretty obvious opposition to this bill. They're irritated at me for opposing their right to repair their products.
As someone says on Reddit, wow, imagine saying it out loud and still doing it. What a slimeball. Now, why is he doing that? Why is he motivated to do this? I'm not going to say that I understand the motivations of every single person in Congress. What I can say is that he appears to work as an executive contact for a company called Flintlock. This is a company that builds dealership management systems for heavy equipment in agriculture. You can see his name here in a press release. This is software that's going to be optimizing the service and parts monopolies that Right to Repair is trying to address and deal with to begin with. So when you see that he admits that his constituents are mad that he's going against the bill, and he is going against it anyway, in spite of the fact that this has already passed the Senate and House committees, that is lame. Now, I don't want you to confuse this person with someone else. There is a different representative named David Nelson. This is Garrett Nelson. They are different. They may look at this and say, Louis, why do you care? You mostly run a data recovery company now. You don't live in Alaska, and Repair Preservation Group Action Fund is spinning down. Why do you care about this bill? Just because I don't run a primarily repair company anymore, just because I am not doing that type of lobbying work anymore for that particular bill, does not mean that I like seeing people get away with this type of annoying bullshit. Whether we're talking about Colorado, where Cisco and IBM just tried to purchase a bill and got a senator to lie on the record claiming that the governor is in favor of something that he's not even in favor for, or here, where somebody is just trying to destroy the democratic process and be open about it in public when he's not even fucking elected, it annoys me. It doesn't have to affect me personally for me to not watch the process and think, man, that's really lame. Here's what I would suggest you do. If you live in the state of Alaska, write a very short email, make a very short phone call, or show up to their office and say this. If your representative is not Garrett Nelson, say, hi, I'm in favor of SB 111 because XYZ, and make sure XYZ is no more than 2 or 3 sentences because they got shit to do. Please do me a favor and do everything in your power to stop Garrett Nelson from obstructing this bill. Thank you very much. If your representative is Garrett Nelson, then email Garrett Nelson and say, hi, I am in support of SB 111. If you try to obstruct the reading of this bill in any way, shape, or form, I will vote for your challenger in the primary or your challenger in any election. I am a one-issue voter. I am watching. Thank you very much. That's it. Just keep it nice, short, sweet, and simple. If he sees that 5 people are annoyed at this obstruction, if they see that over 100,000 people are annoyed at the obstruction, they might just stop playing these stupid games with the process. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Biggest favor you could do me, don't ask in the comments, Louis, what do I do? I literally just told you what to do. Like, figure it out. If you've managed to get to a point in your life where you can watch a YouTube video, you can also do this. Do me a favor and do it. I believe in you. Get it done. We've showed in Colorado that we can stop this nonsense in its tracks. Maybe we could stop it in its tracks here. Not even about right to repair anymore, I'll be honest with you. It's just about not letting people get away with this kind of slimy, underhanded shit. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. That's it for today. And as always, I hope you learned something. I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.